My name is Jason Simard, and I am the founder of Sims Coaching Systems. I'm here with my co-founder, Joe Moretti, and we're here on the 7-Figure Real Estate Podcast, the podcast you didn't know you even needed. Everyone, get your notepads out. Let's go. We're going to bring you value week over week, and we're actually going to be a lot of fun, and we hope to make you laugh out loud. Subscribe to our channel. Check the content out. If you're looking to take this to a whole nother level, we got you covered. Welcome back. I have no idea what episode this is, but Joe Moretti, we had a nice little dinner there on Saturday.
Yeah, we had a great dinner. It's always it was triple date night, the triple threat.
Triple date night.
The
Producer Ryan brought out Mrs. Zinger.
Oh, yes.
Mrs. Zinger. And I brought my lovely wife. You brought yours. Everybody had a great time.
A great time.
It was pretty funny, though. There was an incident that was brought up at the table by Mrs. Zinger, actually. So I guess Ryan's been, we've been a little tough on Ryan at the office. We push him pretty hard because, we're trying to make him Zinger 2.0, the best version of himself. And I guess he's been going home and complaining to his wife about how tough Jason and Joe are on him at the office. And so what was the threat that she gave us, Joe? What did she threaten?
Yeah, so as I am the department head of our human resources division, I think that it was if Ryan can't come down and defend himself, I am going to come down and defend Ryan. I believe it was along those
I gotta
lines.
say, Mrs. Zinger, Ashley's an amazing woman. And she's very strong-willed. I mean, if there was ever a wife that you wanted to defend your honor, she is the woman you'd want to do it. She is tough.
Oh yeah, she would defend Ryan's honor all day long.
You know how I always joke as the man, I'm the one that's going to take the bullet if things go sideways in my house. Well, producer Ryan's house, I think Ashley's taking the bullet. I just think that's the way it is. So anyways, we love you, producer Ryan.
We
Ashley,
do, man. I'm sorry if we've caused any sleepless nights or your feelings are hurt. That was never our intention. But he has he's soft feelings.
He's sensitive.
He's sensitive guy.
It's okay, Ryan.
It's okay.
We love you. We got to make
we
you
truly do.
We got to make you earn your spot here. So anyways, producer Ryan's wife, Ashley, is amazing. If she came down though, oh man, that would just create the best content ever.
Yeah, I think if she came down, I don't even know where it would go.
Would
it be an arm wrestling competition? Would it be? I don't even know what it would be, but man, it'd be amazing.
She's basically told me that she thinks she could outlift me in weightlifting and all sorts of stuff. And I think she actually believes this too, which is pretty incredible. So I got to say, Ryan, your wife is awesome. She is great. Her mentality, she is tough as they get. Lovely woman, great lady. I'm glad that she's ready to defend your honor, though, Ryan. You've got the right life partner.
Yeah, I mean, just like she would any of her other children, she would definitely defend you. So
yeah, definitely. Anyways, Ryan, thanks for being a good sport.
It was a great night. Great night.
Here's something I want to talk about. I want to talk about the silver spoon effect, Joe. I can't tell you how many A students that I've hired in my life, and I'm telling you that getting great grades has not been a great determinator of success, especially in a business like sales. I don't know why, but C students tend to outperform A students in this industry. Any theories?
Yeah, I think A students focus more on the process, and they lose sight of the people aspect.
Right.
People focus too much on the task, and they're so focused on the outcome that this is lost. There's no interpersonal connection. There's no thought-provoking questions. There's no we're in this together. It's all about the process. Right. Process, whatever you want to say.
I find
this is my theory.
My theory is I find that they get stuck in the analysis paralysis phase, right? They're
the process.
So busy trying to be perfect. And I think the C student knows that they don't do anything perfect, right? But they rely often on their EQ, right? Their emotional intelligence, their people skills. They're usually the class clown, smart ass. They're good at networking. They understand what they're good at and what they're not. That was me, man. I did just enough to graduate. It's not because I wasn't smart. It's just the way school was designed didn't allow me to be the person that was up there facilitating, talking. I would prefer to be engaged in the class than to sit there and listen to an hour-and-a-half lecture. That's why I'd rather create a podcast than consume podcasts. Because I like to talk, apparently. So do you. But I found that fascinating. So for me, I don't put a lot of weighting on somebody's fancy degree. I actually put more weighting on who they are as a person. What kind of adversity have they been through in their life? You know, I think that's also important, right? Do they have an invisible chip on their shoulder? Do they have a really good attitude? Attitude is huge. I can't train a bad attitude. Can you?
No, you definitely can. And so when I look back and I think of some of the greatest hiring decisions I've ever made, and I made some bad ones. Like I'm talking 20 years of onboarding, retention, attraction in a number of different industries. I always hired, and I want everybody to like write this down, attitude over aptitude. You can teach the hard skills, but it's those soft skills like that work ethic, that focus, that motivation. Because I've always believed people show up motivated. And if they don't, well, right off the hop, it's not a good fit. People need to show up motivated. And it's my job as a facilitator, as a trainer, as a coach, as a sales manager, call it whatever you do, whatever the hell I do in a day, is my job is to inspire the will to win. It is to unlock somebody's motivation that's already layered deep within them. I can't motivate anybody, right? I can bring a horse to water, but I can't make it drink.
100%. I agree with you. I'll say this too. If you're somebody who has always been a people pleaser, right? You're always trying to get the straight A's for your parents and you're living for other people. That's kind of sad. I hate to say that, but it's kind of sad because if you think about it, like, are you doing it for you or are you doing it for other people? Mm-hmm. And if you're always worried about what other people think, it's going to hold you back from doing the things that you know you can. And I was listening to something on the way here today, and they were talking about sometimes it's better to have things be really bad because it forces you to change something versus just like having things be okay. If you're just kind of coasting and things are just okay, for most people, they're just going to settle into that and they're not going to make important life changes. So instead of the next time you're going through something that's like really bad, instead of looking at it from like, oh my God, the end of the world, look at it as like, hey, this is an opportunity for me to make an important change in my life. Mm-hmm. You know, I think the best thing that happened to me in my adulthood was hitting a financial rock bottom and having to figure out how to get out of it, how to recreate myself. I basically lived for other people. I played it safe, had what I call the golden handcuffs, right? And then it all blew up in my face. You know, I went through a divorce and things like that. And financially, I was in a tough spot, you know, and this is just before I got into real estate. And I realized during that, you know, sometimes in life, those horrible things are actually the best thing for you. And so if you're sitting there and you're going through some stuff right now, just understand that it's a moment in time. Mm-hmm. As good as the days can be or as bad as the days can be, they're always just a moment in time. And remember that. And just try and find that constant, you know, if you can find like that middle ground between the two, I think that's like the sweet spot. But I just thought I'd say something about that. I don't know why it just came to mind. And
it's a really good thing to dwell on for a minute here. And the piece that I would add is when shit doesn't go your way, and I mean, shit doesn't go anybody's way 3/4 of the time, like 99% of the time, shit ain't going your way. You need to sit back and look at it. And this is something that you shared with me, and we talked a bit about it on Friday, is sit there and there's one word that you should say when things don't go your way. What's that word? Do you remember?
What was the word?
Good.
Good.
Good. Next time you're faced with a problem, next time you hit that roadblock, just sit back and go, good. Okay. How do I correct? Rather than dwelling on, well, what happened? Why did it go wrong? And this and that. And I find myself in that all the time. Right? I know we're kind of in this spot where we're constantly trying to develop and come up with new programs and offer new value, and sometimes it doesn't work. And rather than, oh man, the sky is falling, I've tried to train myself to go, okay, good. Now I know. Let's fix it. Okay. So it's a great way to sort of close a chapter and move forward. Good.
Good.
Don't dwell. Move forward. Always be thinking ahead.
Yeah. Love it. It's true. Mm-hmm. Ryan, producer Ryan, how you doing over there, bud?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
He's
you
okay.
Good? Your feelings aren't too hurt. What's something that you learned on Friday? There's something we kind of taught Ryan on Friday. I think this is good for the audience listening right now.
The mushrooms?
No, not the mushrooms. What did we teach Ryan on Friday in the office?
Oh, yeah.
There was an important lesson that we taught Ryan.
Yeah.
Right? He's like,
yeah.
oh, nobody's answering my calls.
That was so
I'm
funny how that worked.
Pull up the first number. I'm like, just pull up a number, any number. Call it. Boom, first contact. Had a conversation with somebody for 10, 15 minutes. Was introduced to a new audience, introduced somebody who's new, hadn't heard of us before, now knows who we are, right? You made a phone call right after.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I jumped in.
Experience.
Same thing. Agent in North Carolina, go Tar Heels. And for me, it was, we have 12 to 17 agents and would love to hear more about a training program. Whoa.
Yeah.
And that was literally picking up the phone and dialing.
Pick up the phone and dial. It's amazing what
1,
can
2, 3,
happen.
1, 2, 3, dial. We probably spent, now granted, I mean, we sort of looked up a bit of a cheat code. We probably spent 30 seconds each finding out what state those people were from, right? So we did spend 30 seconds researching, probably no more than 30 seconds, because we were like, screw it, roll it. And it was just that massive activity. And we actually filmed ourselves. And I think we posted parts of one. But for me, it was going back and re-watching them that I thought was extremely impactful.
Totally.
Going back, like, oh man, I just did that.
Here's a tip for everybody listening. Right now, I want you to write down the 10 people that you're closest to, and I want you to call every single one of them, because I did a second call on Friday. You remember this? Mm-hmm. Called somebody in our network, and I said, hey, listen, I need a favor. I'm looking to grow my business. Who do you know that I should know that I can help? And what did we get from that?
We got a name.
Ryan's got an appointment later tomorrow because I asked that question. And if I did that with 10 people in a day, you don't think I might have some new names and some new people that I could be talking to? And it's the warmest call you can make, because I can say, hey, Ryan was saying really good things about you, and I told him I was looking for somebody that I could help. And he said, you know what? You might actually be a perfect fit for us to talk to. And because Ryan recommended him, it's no longer a cold call. In fact, it isn't a cold call. They're going to see it as a warm opportunity. Guys, there is absolute gold if you just start reaching out to people in your life and making a connection. So simple. The mayor script. Joe, if you were thinking about buying or selling, would I be a person that you would think to call?
Absolutely, Jason. Love it.
Amazing.
Or you know what? I don't know. I've got a brother-in-law in real estate. But at least it forms a conversation. You know what relationships you need to work on. You know what ones you're comfortable with, and it becomes a nurture. But you now have a plan. And so many agents right now are floating in this giant ocean with no oar, no rudder, no sail, nothing.
Yeah.
Unconsciously competent, as we always say, right? Bouncing around looking for a measure of success, but there's no sustainability or scalability to that business.
Here's another tip for you. Next time your client says, oh, I'm working with so-and-so at Royal Bank, you say, hey, would you do me a favor? I haven't met so-and-so, Ryan from the Royal Bank. Can you make an introduction, or can you give me their number? I want to introduce myself. Hey, Ryan, listen, Joe Moretti, who you're helping with the mortgage, we're both mutually working with Joe, told me you're the man and I should give you a call. I want to talk to you and see, hey, listen, are you looking for some more referral business? How can we help each other grow?
Love that.
Boom. Now I've just built a new connection. I could set up coffee. Next thing you know, maybe there's some foreclosure business that can come our way in the future. At least there's some back and forth. But the point here is, if you don't make the calls, you don't reach out, nothing will happen. This is why a C student like me can get to where I've gotten, is because I wasn't afraid to take the action. I never let that drunken monkey in my head stop me from making the call. And what's the worst thing that can happen? Literally, somebody hangs up on me. Like literally, if I play it out, the worst case scenario is somebody might hang up on me. Well, they just saved me a whole bunch of time, and then I just pick up the phone and call the next person. And then I call the next person. If I have 10 conversations a day, 1 or 2 opportunities are going to be created. I know that consistently because I've proven it to myself over and over and over. So every time I get rejected, I'm like, oh yes, I'm a lot closer to having somebody that I know I can bring value to. And all the content that you're doing. So if you're out there putting content, think about it. These people might be consuming it and seeing it. Take a look at the people that are viewing your content. Usually the algorithms are going to put those people first on your social media. They already know who you are. Call and introduce yourself. Hey, Joe, you and I have been Instagram friends for 3 years, and we've never had a conversation. I thought I would give you a call and introduce myself. I'm Jason Samard. I run a very successful real estate company here on Vancouver Island, and I researched you. Sounds like you run a very successful plumbing outfit. Funny enough, my plumber, Ryan Zinger, dropped the ball the other day, and I need somebody that I can trust. Are you guys looking for more business opportunities?
Too easy.
Too easy. Now I might have somebody that I can add to my network. So guys, put it out there to your social media channels. If you're looking for people for recommendations, just put it out there. Hey, listen, I'm looking to add an electrician to my network. Who do you know that I should know? Hey, I need an insurance agent. Who do you know that I should know? Mm-hmm. It's absolutely amazing. And then what I can do is I can say, hey, Paige, I hear you're an amazing photographer. I actually had 5 people in our network that all dropped your name. They told me you're the best when it comes to family portraits. Are you looking for new clients? Are you going to be upset by me making that phone call? Of course not, because 5 people spoke highly of you. You're going to feel like, wow, you're going to feel really good. Next thing you know, I might build a new connection with Paige. Maybe I book her in with my kids for our next photo shoot. Next thing you know, I'm like, Paige, she's a really sweet person. I refer her Ryan and his family, and then I refer Joe. At some point, if Paige is thinking real estate and I've done all these things to establish this genuine connection of help support her business, do you think you might want to do business with me? Of course, right? People like to do business with who they know, like, and trust. So if you're listening to this right now, stop sitting in paralysis. Start having conversations. Start connecting. There's endless opportunities out there. People either own or they rent. And it's almost 50-50 in most markets. Say it's 40 and 60 in some and 65 and 35 in others. But the bottom line is opportunity is everywhere. Put yourself out there, guys. If you find this helpful, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We're going to consistently come at you every single week with value. We're here to help you guys level up in your businesses. If you haven't checked out Sims Coaching Systems, you need to check us out. We're making massive impact, elevating agents and taking people to new heights. Joe, final word to you, my friend.
Final word. You know what? Making these contacts, it's tough. Accountability is never easy. Surround yourself with people that lift you up, that help push you forward, because it's tough. It's a brutal industry, right? We've given a lot of cheat codes, but smart isn't what you know. Smart's what you do.
All right, implement, guys. Cheers.
See ya.